How's it going, everyone? So 2023 trading year has ended. I hope you had a good year. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over some of my goals going into 2024, because it's always a good idea to evaluate what are the things you did right, what are the things you didn't do right, and then how can you make those adjustments moving into the next year to hopefully continually progress as a trader. But before I go over those goals, going into 2024, if you haven't already, follow me on my other socials. I try to be pretty active. Instagram, Matt_Diamond. That's my only account. I'll never DM you talking about crypto or asking for money. And then as far as the Twitter, @TheMattDiamond. Between Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, those are where I'm most active. I do have some Facebook accounts. I post some videos there, but really it's going to be Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Follow me there, and I'm going to continue to add as much value as I can to the trading community. So with that out of the way, let's go over the trading goals for 2024. I'll read all of them and then go into detail just as far as how I'm thinking about it in my mind. Be much more selective. Watch less stocks each day. Daily chart setups over everything. Avoid most intraday noise. Less total trades per week. Better defense on range days. Cut out more low quality trades and enjoy the journey. So starting with be much more selective. This is something that I think as traders, we're all trying to get better at, because it's easy to see patterns all over the place and you're trading everything. And then there's kind of what I call a lot of throwaway trades, where trades that you just did not need to take that can end up kind of chipping away at the P&L, whether they be, small losses or flat trades. They also kind of take up the psychology and the mental aspect of it. Just being much more selective. I don't need to trade every single setup. I don't need to take every single little pattern, every single little trend line. Really waiting for the setups that I know that I like. Look for those. Be very selective. Be patient. Wait for those setups. Don't mess around with anything else. Take those trades, and then that's when I'm going to have the best outcome. So one of the main things that I'm going to try to do in 2024 is just be much more selective. Now, the next one down. Watch less stocks each day. Sometimes I can be guilty of watching 5, 6, sometimes even 7 stocks just because I think about the potential of what they could do versus really trying to focus on 2 to 4 that look the best, and then just don't worry about those other ones. If I miss those setups, that's okay. I need to look at the daily charts. I need to look at the intraday action as far as the pre-market, the volume, if there's catalysts behind some of those stocks, and then really take the bigger picture idea and zoom it down to about 3 to 4 stocks max, because we all know that if you watch more than that, it's hard to catch everything. And as a matter of fact, you start looking at everything, over trading, and then that's where it's easy to get caught up in every little price movement, all the intraday noise, and then you over trade, and then that's when the P&L and the win rate and just all that stuff can be all over the place. So we'll really make sure to watch less stocks, ideally 4 max each day, having 2 that look great and then 2 that are a little bit more secondary. And that is it. Any more than that, and it's too much noise. As far as the next one down, daily chart setups over everything. This is where I really want to focus. I want to make sure that I am taking setups that look great on the daily chart first. Not looking at an hourly chart, a 30-minute chart, a 15-minute chart, and then over analyzing that like crazy. I want to get the idea from the daily chart. I want there to be a bull flag pattern, a bear flag pattern, consolidation breakout to the upside, consolidation breakout to the downside, making a new all-time low or making a new all-time high. Some sort of daily chart catalyst where I know that if it confirms to the upside or the downside, just based on the tight price action and the consolidation, it can have that outlier day one move to the upside or the downside, and that's when I want to be involved. That's where a lot of P&L comes from. So making sure to really live in those daily charts. And then I want to get the idea from the daily chart, and that's it. Daily chart first, and then once I have the idea from the daily, break things down on lower time frames, and then watch those stocks at the open. And the next one is going to be avoid most intraday noise. This is pretty important because it's easy to be watching 3, 4, 5 stocks, and then you think that every little move is a potential pattern and a trade worth taking. And that's where waiting for those key levels to come into play. Really, prior day high, prior day low, pre-market high, pre-market low, to keep things very simple. Waiting for consolidation, flag patterns, reactions at those levels to consider taking trades. Anything in between is a lot of noise. And I've noticed that it can be 50-50, those trades. They can work sometimes, and then other times they really don't work. It feels like there's not much of an edge when I'm just taking those random patterns at random levels. When I'm patient and I'm picky and I avoid most of the intraday noise and I wait for those stocks to get to those key levels and have a clean setup at those levels, that's where I have edge and when the trades work best. So that's pretty straightforward. The next one down, less trades per week. If I do all of the things above, be more selective, watch less stocks, focus on those daily charts, avoid most of the intraday noise, it should just funnel down into less trades per week. Because sometimes I can have weeks where I am putting on way too many trades for my style. It's like being a hyper scalper. And I look at the number of trades and just go, there are so many of those trades that I did not need to take. I could eliminate most of those. So in a perfect world, I would like to have anywhere between 5 to 10 trades per week max, because I'm a big fan of one and done days. And if I can really have that game plan tight, wait for the daily chart patterns to set up, and then, take those quality trades, we all know that when they work, those winners can be $500 to $1,500 pretty quick. And for me personally, because I'm all about freedom, I'm not about making as much money as I possibly can in trading. I like trading for freedom. So it's about making a living and controlling my time and my life and my schedule. And if I can have a couple trades a week at anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000, that's a heck of a living. And when I can hit those trades pretty quick, whether it be, the first couple days of the week or kind of grinding it out through the week and then have, a Wednesday or Thursday where I just kind of put together a lot of P&L. And when I'm up a nice chunk on the week, that's where it's about playing defense, being much more picky and trading less and protecting that P&L. So less trades per week is a main focus of mine. Also, better defense on range days. When the market is opening up in prior day range, when I'm looking at SPY, QQQ, and a lot of the individual stock names that I like to trade like Tesla, Nvidia, AMD, Microsoft, Meta, when they are all opening up in prior day range, I need to think defense first. And I need to avoid most of that noise until it finally breaks out of prior day range and not get so caught up in the intraday noise, where we all know that if it is stuck in prior day range, it can be incredibly choppy. There can be a lot of range, fake breakouts, fake breakdowns. The price action can be nasty, and it's easy to get chopped up on those days. So just making sure that when we are opening up in prior day range, be very cautious and wait for moves out of prior day range in order to consider trades, and then just playing defense the entire day and being careful. And the next one after that is going to be cut out more low quality trades. And really that's just basically everything I've gone over already. If I'm being much more selective, watching less, waiting for the daily charts, focusing on less trades, playing defense on those range days when we open up right in between prior day range. That means that if I do that correctly, I will be taking less trades. And if I take less trades, that means that the trades that I take are going to be higher quality. So I'm getting rid of some of those low quality trades. Now, it's hard to be perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect trader. We all make mistakes. I know in 2024 that I am going to have, low quality trades that I take, just because that's what happens in this game when you're grinding away day in and day out. But the idea is to be very self-aware that I need to cut out more low quality trades, and then just continuously look back each day at those executions and get an understanding of where I need to be taking trades, the spots that I like. And if there is not a clean setup, do not trade at all, which in turn should lead to less low quality trades. And the last one that I'm really going to focus on is enjoy the journey. Sometimes it's easy to really beat yourself up in this game. When things aren't going well, when you have a week, couple weeks, maybe even overall month that just was kind of tough, you start to beat yourself up. And when you beat yourself up, that usually doesn't help. I understand being tough on yourself and taking constructive criticism and trying to get better. That's one thing. But sometimes I'm very guilty of beating myself up on a level that's just too much. And then it takes the fun out of it. And then I feel like this becomes almost like a job that has no fun, or that the fun kind of gets sucked out of, rather than just understanding, hey, we're all going to make mistakes. I'm going to have days where I goof up. There's going to be days where I lose a little too much. And it's just a part of the process. But have an understanding that I'm very passionate about this. So let's just enjoy the journey and take it one day at a time, and not get, too extreme as far as the upside when things are going well, or vice versa. Too far to the downside and get all depressed when things aren't going well. Try to stay even keel, listen to my process, follow the rules, listen to the trading goals that I have right here in front of me. Make sure to go back and read them every week, possibly even every single day. And then at the end of it, just be grateful that I get a chance to do this and enjoy the journey. So those are some of my trading goals going into 2024. I'm ready for the year ahead. Let me know what some of your trading goals are in the comments below. I appreciate you watching the video. Let's get after it. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.